All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. So let's talk about the Veep series finale. Now I know I've never reviewed this show for the channel. I've really dug the writing on this show. if you can call a nonstop marathon of new ways to cuss a good show. It's really funny. It's always been really biting, and whether or not you've liked this last season, just kind of like the last Game of Thrones season, which also was shortened for some reason this year, I felt compelled to talk about this because of the end episode here. I wish we could have seen a Selina presidency, but the show is called Veep, not the president, or POTUS, or however they put it in the show. I want to talk about this because, in a way, this was definitely better than the Game of Thrones finale, because Selina, in her own way, won her Game of Thrones. So full spoilers if you haven't seen this episode, because really what I'm talking about here is I want to talk about Selina as a character, because she's always been the same person from the beginning through the end of this, through varying degrees of like what she needs to do to accomplish what she wants. And in this episode, she's become really desperate to win the nomination for presidency, and she becomes able to remembers through her one of her staffers has a heart attack, and he kind of tells her, you know what you got to do. And even though that's kind of a bullshit, like do it for the Gipper kind of thing, like all of a sudden she remembers that she just needs to be a super bitch again to get what she wants, to just be hardcore, to do the shit that Cersei Lannister used to do on Game of Thrones. But Selina's been pretty consistently terrible and throughout the whole thing. So it's just, when she just amps it up here at the end, one last, like, just blast from her, like what she's capable of as a character, is really, really given the ultimate, she does the ultimate thing in this, which is she sends her long suffering, although he seems to enjoy it, but we watch it and we know this person should be thinking they're being abused. Assistant Gary for the crimes of herself and her husband. And they blame him for it, and he goes down right after she gets the nomination. Right before this, though, she just goes after everybody. And completely goes against everything that she should be rallying against to get what she wants, whether it's supporting getting rid of same-sex marriage, which in the end they talk about it. She, like, her character in this universe, completely, they said, like, put the nail in the coffin of same-sex marriage. Like, it's done. You can't do it anymore. That's how, like, and so she completely ruined her relationship with her daughter and her daughter's, wife, and her adopted grandchild's, life. She just completely, like, destroyed so many relationships. Then she puts Jonah Ryan on the ticket. Now, I think he's hilarious, but he's despicable, right? And so, again, she loses Ken as her, one of her staffers, because he can't believe she's willing to go this way. And I was so happy to see him take his, like, lanyard off and throw it in the garbage and go just do whatever else, just not be a part of this. And then when she goes around, Hugh Laurie's, who is so great on this show, he's so great in everything, when she reaches out to the assistant that, his assistant that he's sleeping with, and gets her to come at him with sexual harassment charges, who's played by Rhea Seehorn from Better Call Saul, which she's criminally look, I love her, so I just hated seeing her in this, like, small kind of throwaway role, even though there's no small roles. But I don't know, it just felt like this could go to anybody, but it was nice to see her in this, because she's a really good actress, so when they need her to lie about Senator Tom James at a news conference and create him to become like what he says, he's become a pariah now, which is what happens. I thought that was just, again, just so like ruthless, the way the way that she's just knocking everybody off. Like, she could have done it a long time ago. So plot, there's a problem there. If she could have done this the whole time, you know what I mean? Like, why wait till the series finale except for more effect? So I do have a problem with that, when the character really should just have done all this in the beginning. But we're trying to finish up a story. So, but when he calls her a cunt. Okay, I don't like saying that too often on my channel. I really don't. But like when he calls her that, I mean, it's impactful. And it fits, because in the negative connotation, okay? Like, that word doesn't have to be, but we know it mostly as a negative. And when he uses it's pretty appropriate, because she's just scorching the earth. I mean, she's just doing what everybody else does, you know what I mean? But she's been having it done to her a little bit here and there throughout. Like, it's also ruthless. It is its own Game of Thrones. And so, like, but what she does to Gary is just really heinous, and the look on his face, and then her just like dismissing it, and that final moment that they had before she went on stage, about how he has the Dubonnet, and just she hugs him and everything, and just knowing that she's going to destroy him, this person that has taken care of her whole career, she's throwing under the bus. And I love this. I picked this because even though you could pick all sorts of moments, this is the most important one. Is her, she gets what she wants. She wins her Game of Thrones. She gets the POTUS position, and now, she's still calling out for Gary whenever she wants something, because it's still so ingrained in her what he has done for her, the role that he played in her life, that now she's haunted by it, and it's rightfully so. And that look on her face of realizing what it took to finally get here makes it better in my, like I said, I wanted to see a Selina presidency, maybe in a different show. Like, if they just go, well, guess what? It's not really canceled. We're just moving to a different situation. But they go another way too with this. And just knowing like that, it makes me realize like this is perfect the way they're ending it here. It's not seeing what her presidency is. It's how she got there. And just right there. And then when she gets the phone call and just kind of like shakes it off and just remembers, oh, I got to be doing my job now. I might have destroyed all my personal relationships to get what I wanted, but I got it. And then when we have the post-credits, or during the credits that they always do, which was great that it was Mike doing it. I love Mike. Them talking about her death and all the things that she's done, and they have Gary come to the funeral, and I probably should pull that up because I love that. That is one of the Hugh Laurie is Tom James there. Oh my gosh. Right here. Oh my gosh. So great. But then, all the older people, like all of them older now, is so fantastic. And then this, right there. He remembers the Dubonnet. And it's almost like he's still trapped in that relationship. He's clearly forgiven her on some level, like almost like he understands why she did it, because he's so devoted. He went down with the ship. We don't know if he fought this or not or what. There's a lot of unspoken stuff here, which is like way deeper than Veep ever goes. And I think it was just so important for this story to go out about Gary and Selina. And I don't know, man, I was moved. I was really moved. For a show that just, finds new ways to use the word fuck, new ways to insult people, it definitely hit me in a spot that I didn't think was going to hit me. I'm not crying, not some crying thing. It just really, all of a sudden, this show had weight at the end. And I did like the whole thing where the doorway looks kind of like a vagina that they're trying to put her casket into, and it won't go in until they force it. Brilliant. I also love then, after Mike is eulogizing her on TV, and then they cut away to talk about how Tom Hanks died, somebody that people really like, and she is immediately forgotten. everything that she's done is immediately forgotten over the fact that Tom Hanks, a better person, died. And that just was so fitting, that when they talk about her presidency, saying that she was like underrated and stuff and all that, and it just poof, gone. Beautiful. Way more satisfying, and I like, and a way better thinker, something that I want to think about, something I want to take apart and look at, and I'm not breaking it down in a negative way. This is what you do. And even though I feel like season 7 wasn't perfect by any means, they stuck the landing in the end. They gave us the thing that, she was either going to win or not. And I think by winning, it was more important. Because I kept thinking, why would anybody want these people to be in the presidency? But also there's that catch-22 thing, the line in catch-22 about the least qualified being in charge. And I just felt like that's just so much more realistic, that she wins and destroys everything along the way. And that, in that sense, her story arc, because I do compare her to Cersei Lannister. Just this woman out there that, people don't want, and she has to just tear and claw and bite and fuck people over to get what she wants. Except in this case, in the same night as the finale of Game of Thrones, right, we get a real Cersei Lannister get a better ending on a comedy show. They pulled it off in 48 minutes. More like 40 if you take out all the stuff at the end and the beginning. And so that's all I wanted to talk about here, was it's so much more satisfying, and I hope people watch it, and I hope people get the same kind of reaction as I do. I mean, if you hate it, you hate it, but I really thought that Selina won the Game of Thrones, her Game of Thrones, and it was really, really masterful in the end. And so I hope that's, if for anybody that was looking to talk about this, I hope this video satisfies you. So if you did like this video, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications on my channel. I want to thank everybody for all the support that we get. I want to thank for everybody that chooses to subscribe to the channel, because we are very hard to find, apparently, still. But anyway, this is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews saying we'll be back with more content later. So have a great day, and we'll see you soon.